J-O-E in the place to be. HB on the track, it's like ecstasy. Rolling a well of 7 years, what we drink and be. Trying to sling the dopest rhymes in the galaxy. Let me take a minute though and relax your mind. Sometimes these words can be hard to find. 24/7 on that daily grind. Hearing voices in my head, man, they not that kind. Cause bitches be bitches, snitches keep snitching. The world keeps turning, and I keep hitching a ride instead of living my life. Yo, 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 yo.
Man, when you feel hungry, don't you have to eat?
Yo, yo, pump up the volume and digest this beat.
Rapscallions in the house with this lyrical treat.
When we're done with you, you're gonna ice your feet.
If the world ends tomorrow and you had one chance,
Hey, yo, would you start the move like it's your last dance?
yo, do something small in the past and present changes.
Do something now, the future rearranges.
Cause bitches keep bitching.
Yo, snitches keep snitching.
The world keeps turning.
And you start living your life instead of hitching a ride. Oh, Rapscallions.
Welcome everybody to episode 32 of Rapping with Rapscallions. I'm here with point 5 of the Rapscallions. Joe Jose Mesquita, wearing his nice típico hat for carnivals. He's from that area of Chiriquí. I'm from the Canal Zone, as you guys might have guessed from previous episodes. But today, jam-packed show, so much to talk about. We've got Chinese New Year's, we've got Carnaval weekend, and today is Valentine's Day. Joe, will you be my Valentine?
Only if you'll be mine.
Yes, sir. All right, man. So let's start off the show with our Rapping with Rapscallions weekly wrap-up. Joe, knock it out of the park, baby.
Weekly wrap-up, man. Hey, I'm happy to say that I have managed to continue my exercises, man. I'm still trying to keep it exercising. I'm trying to keep it, but somebody who shall remain nameless called me fat, dog. Straight up. They
like
said,
P-H-A-T?
hey. No, man, like F-A-T.
What?
Yeah, man. They were like, man, you're straight up fat. And I was like,
who said that, man?
What?
Gosh.
I can't tell you. I can't tell you.
Horrible.
It terrible. It wasn't Kelly, though. It wasn't Kelly. I can confirm that. It wasn't Kelly. So, but hey, you know, whenever that's like the ultimate insult you can give someone. Because if I look at, like, say I haven't seen you in a minute, right? And I see you, and the first thing I say to you is like, damn, HB, you're fat. You're going to be like, but I've been doing my workouts. So,
you know, like you feel like it was all for nothing, huh?
All for nothing. But you know what? I think I'm just super strong. That's the thing. Yeah. That's the thing. So, and then this person likes to insult people.
You should have like put them in a chokehold and like, who's fat now?
Exactly. So I don't know, man. I don't think I'm fat. I just think I'm healthy. I just think I'm healthy because you know me, man. I like to stay slim.
Yeah,
slim.
Looking good. As healthy as a rapscallion should.
Hey, of course. And if anything, the rapscallions are about good health.
For without a doubt. Mental health, physical health,
emotional health,
all the
healths. Other than that, man, I've been watching all these shows, man, so I'm working, obs, but when I'm not, and when I'm not working out, trying to watch these shows, right? And I've been watching The Servant on Apple TV Plus, is it? Have you seen that show?
No. What is it about?
M. Night Shyamalan, man.
Ooh. M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong.
That's right, man. That's right. He's coming back.
Wow.
He's coming back on it with a TV show. If you haven't seen it, you should see it, man. And there's a ton of cool shows on The Servant, man. It's like creepy stuff.
Oh, cool. I'll check it out.
And also season 2 of For All Mankind is coming up.
Oh, I love that one.
It's coming up, man, and it seems like they're going to war in space.
I love it.
In the 70s. Really, yeah.
I just finished WandaVision and The Expanse. Expanse is amazing. You got to check that one out.
Oh, I haven't seen that one, man. But yeah, WandaVision's cool. I've been watching that one, man. And Snowpiercer as well, Netflix. I talked about it last week. I just can't get enough, man. They just started season 2.
Beautiful.
So I've been watching shows, and I've been watching Rocky, a lot of Rocky movies. So I've seen Rocky 1, 2, and 3. So I gotta watch 4, then I gotta watch 5, then I gotta watch Rocky Balboa, and then Creed 1 and Creed 2, just so that I can become reassociated with the Rocky franchise.
Yeah, man. And then you have to go to Apollo, right?
Yeah. Creed 1 and 2.
Creed, that's it.
With Adonis.
Adonis
That's right,
Creed.
man. That's right. What about you, man? What's your week been like? Tell me.
It went by in a flash, man. I don't really have anything new to report other than it's full dry season, and it's windy up here. We've been doing a lot of gardening. I've been trying to prepare the avocado trees for dry season, so we're looking to have a lot of avocados this year. So
word?
Yeah.
Dude, that's something else to add to the market.
For sure. One of the trees is looking kind of sick. I might have to. One of the roots got infested with termites, and it's like loose, and the tree's tilting. And so, I think it's like the last gasp of the avocado tree, and there's just hundreds of flowers over it, and hundreds of little avocados. So, hopefully it doesn't fall over. But man, so I've got 2 avocado trees that are really, really pumping out the avocados. So
right? How many avocados do you think you're gonna have?
I don't know. I mean, one tree has probably 30 little avocado thingies, and the other one has 10.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot of avocados, and they're all going to be ready at the same time?
Probably.
Man, that's a lot of avocados, dude.
Yeah. So
you're going to have to walk them to the side of the road and sell them to all the people that are driving into the interior.
I'm gonna do it, man. That's how I'm gonna make my money this year. Avocados, man. That's where it's at. You know the amount of hipsters that are probably on their way to Playa Venal right now? See, true.
They love avocados, avocado and toast dog.
Organic avocados raised on sheep poop. That's a little added bonus.
I think you're gonna make millions.
Millions. I can't wait. So let's jump into the show. Oh, Andrew has hey, what's up, Andrew? Captain Andrew's tuned in. He says he has an avocado question. Please post your avocado question. Avocados are very complicated fruits. If you think about it, they're prehistoric. The only animal that could eat it is a giant sloth, because the seed is this big and it has to pass through the alimentary system.
And they wouldn't eat the whole thing? They wouldn't peel it or nothing?
Well, actually, they made a mash with tomatoes, garlic, and lemon juice, a little cumin.
Oh.
That's how the sloth actually invented guacamole. That's how they pronounced it, guacamole.
Those prehistoric sloths, dog. Incredible creatures.
Also, Andrew's asking, he says, my tree is blooming for the first time. You want to put ashes on there? You want of the NPK, potassium is helpful for fruiting. So you want to put some ashes. If you eat a lot of bananas, you can blitz those up in a blender and pour that around the base. Water it down, and it'll soak up the potassium and get into the ground. It has thousands of minis, just like mine.
Dude.
Yeah. So
you guys need to take over the avocado, man. You guys can have a avocado monopoly. Destroy the avocado market. By the way, HB, we have a shout out for the Santa Clara lemons.
Oh yeah.
Those are the best lemons ever.
They're huge. They're getting bigger. They're like the size of my fist.
What? That's like
Andrew, he's asking, when should you expect his first ripe fruit? You're looking at probably May. It takes a long time. And the only one that takes longer is the damn pineapples. It'll take like a year.
Dude, but then the avocados are ready, and then they're done in like 5 days. They're done. And then you try to cut them up. Last time I had these avocados, I was like, oh, they're nice and soft. I cut them open, and then they yeah.
Well, that's the thing, is those ones that you get from the supermarket, they they pick them early. So February, March, April, May. Oh, I'm sorry, Andy. End of August.
It's a long time.
Yeah.
It's a long time. For avocados, man.
So, hey, man, let's get started. We got a lot to talk about. This is a value-packed episode. Lots of information.
So much.
We have Chinese New Year, we have Carnival weekend, and we have Valentine's Day. And by the end of the show, you'll know how they're all related.
Intertwined. Like the yin and the yang.
Yin and yang. That's a good segue into the first part of the show. What are we going to talk about first, Joe?
First, we're going to talk about the Chinese New Year, man, because you know what? Friday, the 12th of February, was the Chinese New Year. HB, we are now in the year of the ox.
Yes.
The year of the ox.
The iron ox, right? Or the metal ox.
Iron ox. That's right, man. So I was reading up about this, man. And well, first and foremost, did you know that the year 2020 was the year of the rat?
I did not know that.
It explains so much.
It does.
It explains so much.
Spreaders of pestilence.
And we'll see how the rat influenced Panama during carnivals at one point later
You're
on.
a genius. You're a genius, Joe. Beautiful
it's like
segue.
the universe is just coming together. But anyways, we're backtracking to the year of the ox. So we've left the year of the rat behind, 2020. Screw that. We're leaving it in the past. We're in the year of the ox. And I thought to myself, HB, I said, what does that mean? What does it mean that we're in the year of the ox? And according to my research, the year of the metal ox, man, it says that this year, you know, because the ox is a hardworking zodiac sign, because, you know, the ox pulls the cart, it does all that stuff, and it signifies movement. So what should be happening this year is that hopefully the world will be less static this year, and maybe we'll get moving again, man. Maybe we'll get moving again, because last year we were pretty static. The rat doesn't seem to be a static animal to me, though. So, but anyways, the ox is hardworking. So maybe all that movement is all the airplanes that are going to be back up in the air delivering vaccines.
Vaccines and all the shipping containers coming out of China with all those goods.
All those goods. And also spraying CO2 once again all over the planet. So we can go back to the way things used to be.
Go back to the industrialized, polluted earth.
That's right. So
Joe,
maybe
do you know how this calendar got started? It's over. And they estimate in 2500 BC, the Jade Emperor wanted to create a unified calendar, and in Asia or in China, it's not called Chinese New Year; it's called Lunar New Year because it's based on the lunar cycles. So 29 days, 354 days, and then it'll shift from year to year. So technically, it is the second new moon after the winter solstice. The winter solstice is the longest day of the year in winter.
Right.
Or is it the shortest day?
I think it's the shortest day. Yeah, because
it's
the
shortest day.
Dark.
And then you have 2 new moons after that. And so it's anywhere between February and March could shift around
that we get the Lunar New Year.
Right.
Okay.
And then so what it is one of the gods, the legend that it's based on, the Jade Emperor wanted to create a calendar, so he started a race between all the animals.
Okay.
And the first one to cross the river, the first 12 to cross the river would.
So they had to swim?
Yeah, they had to swim across the river. So the mouse asked several animals. I think he asked the ox, and because he couldn't swim that good, so he asked the ox. Yeah. He asked the pig and the dog, or something like, the tiger and the dog, or something. I don't know. And he asked them for help, and only the kind ox would help him out. So the ox is very powerful. So he just walked across the river.
Yeah,
he doesn't have to worry about currents.
No,
you know what happened? As soon as he reached the shore, right before he reached the shore,
what? The
mouse jumped off his back and was like, "Ha ha," and finished and crossed the finish line and became the first month of the 12. What is it called? The astrological sign of the
zodiac, Chinese zodiac.
Chinese zodiac, exactly. Thank you.
That's crazy. So then they're in the order in which they crossed the river.
Exactly. You know who came in second to last?
Who came in second to last?
The dog.
No way, but dogs are such expert swimmers.
They are, but the dog was mischievous, so he went sniffing around. He went sniffing around, and then he took a little nap, and then he swam here and swam there, and just kind of trotted across the finish line. And in the 11th place.
He got distracted.
12th place was the pig. The pig decided to have a snack and just took a nap, and then crossed the river. The dragon, he came in somewhere in the middle. I'm the dragon sign, by the way, 1976.
Right.
He was helping the other animals cross.
Right.
So he came in somewhere in the middle. I don't remember exactly.
But I would imagine the dragon is so large. Like, I'm imagining like Shang Long from Dragon Ball. Like, he could probably just like stretch across.
And he can also fly too.
And if he wanted, he could be a bridge for all the animals to walk across his back and cross.
Exactly. So he stopped and helped other animals. The dragon is known for its honesty. So since I'm a dragon sign, I have to be honest with you, Joe. When I was at your house that one time, I drank some of your whiskey without you knowing it.
Damn. No wonder it was so low. And I thought it was
right.
low.
It was that special, really rare one that you told me not to touch.
Yeah, special, really rare one.
But now that we're separated by this pandemic, there's nothing you can do. So
there's nothing I can. Yeah. Well,
what sign are you, Joe?
I'm a dog. And dogs are loyal.
Yeah.
Dogs are loyal. So since I am a loyal, caring individual, I will forgive that.
Oh, nice. So we have honesty and loyalty, the two halves of the rapscallion, the dragon, and the dog.
That's right, man. The ultimate animal combination.
Ultimate combo.
That's right.
So another interesting thing that we found out we discovered in our research is that it's the final year of the 60-year cycle.
And what does that mean, man? What does that mean?
Okay, this is interesting. It's kind of complicated. So they unified several calendars to create one. So you have the 12 zodiac signs, and that's the 12 lunar months. And then you had the elemental calendar, which was metal, wood, air, earth, and fire. I think that. So then that's why you have metal ox. That's right. And then you also have yin and yang. So you can be a yin dragon, and then on the next calendar cycle you could be a yang dragon, and then this is the last year, so we're metal ox. I don't know if we're yin or yang, but anyway, very interesting.
We're metal ox, man, and supposedly next year, I think it's gonna be the year of the water tiger, and supposedly it's gonna be celebrated on the 1st of February 2022. It's going to be the year of the water tiger.
Interesting. So some of the like the color red is very important.
That's right.
Red shirt on. It's considered good luck, and also one of the demons that used to terrorize the ancient Chinese. He was afraid of the color red.
Why is that?
I will see this monster would take advantage of the new moon. It was super dark, so he'd run into the town and scare the crap out of everyone, including the animals. He'd just run in like rah, 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 and do monstrous things.
Was he dressed in red?
Well, what they told one of the wise men said, he doesn't like noise, he doesn't like light, and he doesn't like the color red. So they started banging on drums and setting off fireworks,
right?
And then hanging lanterns everywhere, and
the red lanterns.
Red lanterns, yeah, and putting red everywhere.
You know, it's really funny because I remember the first time I ever read this. So many years ago, 2005, I was watching the Champions League final. You're going to say, what does this have to do with anything, Joe? Check this out. I was watching the Champions League final, and the team that I wanted to win at the time, it was AC Milan versus Liverpool. And I wanted AC Milan to win that match. And AC Milan was playing in their white away uniform. Liverpool was playing in their red away uniform. So I was reading a lot of, you get excited before matches like this and you start reading all the opinions, all the things, or whatever. And then I think one of the people that was like talking about it, the sports expert person, was like, teams that play in red have a better chance of winning than teams that don't, because the red creates a sense of panic for the other team. I don't know. And I was like, that's BS. And you know what happened?
Statistically,
Liverpool made, like, AC Milan were winning 3-0 going into halftime. In the second half, Liverpool made they scored 3 goals to make a comeback, and then they won the Champions League final on penalty kicks, making one of the most epic comebacks ever in a Champions League final. And I was like, because they were wearing red? How crazy. And I was thinking, like, I guess depending on how the human mind works, I guess that's why they also say that red cards, you got to pay more insurance on red cards. I don't know if that's true.
Also, women who wear red are considered more attractive psychologically.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
They did a study where they showed men and women. They showed women a picture of a woman in like gray, And then they showed them a picture in different colors, and they didn't even realize it was the same woman. But
Right.
they rated people wearing red as more attractive.
Huh. So that means we got to start wearing like some red suits.
I'm just gonna dye my hair red. I'm gonna wear this red shirt all the time.
Everything red. Dye your
Red
beard
paint on
red.
my face.
Red paint on your face. Man, you'll be getting all the chicks.
All of them. All the
All the
fans.
All the fans. They'll be like, oh my God, HB's the best. Look at him. He's so red. They'll call you Red Henry.
So Red Henry. Henry the Red.
Henry the Red.
So, one of the cool things about Chinese New Year's, Joe,
What's that?
it's time to eat, man. It's a big
Yeah.
celebration.
Mhm.
It lasts for 15 days until the full moon. And
Right.
essentially you eat. You go to Granny's house. The whole family goes to Grandmama's house, and y'all eat. And you eat spring rolls and egg rolls because they look like bars of gold.
Mm.
And you eat dumplings because they look like little pouches of money. So the New Year's is kind of like you're celebrating, and you're trying to bring in a year of prosperity.
No doubt, man. You know what I had last night, actually, now you say that? I had some spring rolls.
Oh, nice.
So, I brought prosperity upon myself. And I also
Nice.
heard from my sources that when the Chinese New Year lands, you should not clean. If you're going to
That's true.
clean, you need to clean before,
Right.
but not for the 2 days after.
Yeah, because then you're going to sweep out your good luck.
That's right, man. And
You
also,
can't wash your hair either.
you can't wash your hair. So I haven't washed my hair at all. I haven't washed it. I haven't washed my beard either.
Good job.
I'm gonna clean at some point, maybe next week. I don't know, or maybe I'll just leave it like this for the rest of the year.
No one will know.
No one will know.
On the show at the end of the year, you're going to have like flies and stuff.
Flies.
You're going to have that cloud like Pigpen does on Peanuts.
Hey, but you know what I'm gonna have? I'm gonna have wealth.
Wealth. You'll be strong. You'll be like, Joe, you stink. You shut up. I can buy new friends.
That's right. My immune system will be next level. And you know what? You also give people on Chinese New Year? Those red envelopes, man. Red envelopes. Nobody's given one to me though. Has anybody given one to you?
Never. Not once.
Supposedly those things have money in them, and they symbolize good wishes and good luck for the year.
You're only giving out to children and unmarried adults.
Oh man, so you would have a motivation to not get married.
That's true.
I think.
I want my little red envelope.
I mean, if you have like family that's very like caring, they'll be
Mhm.
like, man, HB never got married, dog. I'm gonna slip him like $500 in this envelope. And imagine if you have a big family, make bank.
Cha-ching.
But if they're very
I like-
stingy, you only get like $1.
That's kind of like when you graduate, you write to all these people you never heard of, hoping that they'll give you some money.
That's right. I didn't get any money when I graduated. I got the Offspring CD. You remember that CD, the Offspring that came out in 1999? They had that song called Original Gangster.
Yeah.
It had Redman on it. I got that as a gift. Somebody gave that to me as a gift.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's what you got for graduation. Hey, but wait a second. Didn't you get a bottle of rum too?
Oh, I got a bottle of rum from Cartavieja that my uncle
There
drank
you go.
10 years
A
later.
special
Yeah.
bottle of rum. Had your graduating class on. I love that. Only in
Only in Chiriquí will they be like, here, we're welcoming you into the world of alcoholics. Here's a bottle of rum.
Cheers to that.
No doubt. Cheers to that. But yeah, I didn't get to drink it. I always thought I would drink it. I was like, I'm gonna drink this delicious bottle of Cartavieja rum when I come back from doing my master's. Didn't happen. What can you do,
What
man?
else?
What can you do?
What else have you got to say about Chinese? I think, I wanted to mention that, Panama's so beautiful that, there's a big Chinese influence due to the construction workers of the railroad were Chinese. We talked about that in our Rand Reynolds Railroad episode. Very interesting. Scroll down. You can find that episode down there. So, the beautiful melting pot that is Panama, there's a big Chinese influence over 150 years, I think.
True that.
Anyway.
True that.
And there is, when we talked about Panamanian food, I wanted to make up for that. I left out the Chinese food because you can find chow mein in every cafeteria. And there is a plate unique to Panama, and that's sopa mayor alemán.
Oh,
There's actually an interesting story behind that.
what's that?
I didn't know what came from, but there was a politician, Mayor Alemán. There's a person, that's his name.
Mm.
He fought on the plight of Chinese in Panama, or the Asians in Panama.
Right.
There were some rough years. There was proposed in Panama. There was proposed that anyone who was Asian or anyone who wasn't white be sterilized, so they couldn't
Procreate.
They couldn't procreate. So that was during the era of eugenics and World War II.
We spoke about
No
this.
bueno. Yeah. So there was going to be some kind of political battle, and Mayor Alemán stepped up for the Asian group,
Right.
and in celebration and in thanks for that, they created this bowl of soup, which essentially it's just chock full of everything. It's all delicious. It's all kinds of stuff in there, and they named it after him. And slowly but surely, all the Chinese restaurants started adding that to their menu in gratitude for what he did for
what he did.
community.
That's pretty cool, man. I don't think I've ever had that soup, actually. Have you had it?
That's good. Oh yeah, I always ordered it, and then finally I posted on Facebook. I was like, "Why is this Mayor Alemán?" And I made a horrible joke about it being made out of German Shepherd, Pastor Alemán. And then someone educated me, which I'm very grateful for, and I enjoy to this day. It's essentially it's wonton soup, but with a little bit of everything. You get roast pork, you get some shrimp in there. It's like this and that. You get all kinds of stuff. You get
Sounds amazing.
Your wontons in there.
Man,
So it's really good.
I want to get some of that, man. I want to get some of that. But yeah, no doubt, man. Hey, and I think in Panama, it's always, most Sunday mornings back in normal times, people would always want the desayuno chino, right?
Yep.
Always. You'd find
Dim
the
sum.
Chinese restaurants, dim sum, full of people having their dim sum. Dim
Yeah.
sum.
Jim Sam.
Jeez.
Yeah, I was introduced into the Chinese culture when our church, Sacred Heart, because of the canal zone thinning out, there weren't enough people to help the church along. So they joined with the Chinese Catholic Church,
All right.
and then so, oh man, it was great. We would go to. That's how I found out about Chinese breakfast and the big meals where you have the spinning. Lazy Susan in the middle, and you just spin that thing around. And you're like, you're
Yeah.
delicious.
Hey, man, let me tell you something. Chinese breakfast is the best, man. I think it's one of those times where you just go and you just eat,
I love it.
eat, and it's always the bomb.
Indeed.
For sure.
My sister actually makes sumai. She said it's pretty easy.
Oh, yeah?
Only the geniuses that invented gunpowder would think of combining shrimp and pork together. Delicious.
Seriously. Man, we got to have your sister on the show again so she can teach us to make sumai live on the internet waves.
Yeah, if you guys want to see some recipes on here, let us know. We'll cook you up something.
Hey, we're all cooking with rapscallions.
Cooking with rapscallions. Scarfing with rapscallions.
Scarfing with rapscallions, man. Making it happen. So yeah, Chinese New Year, man. Special time of the year. Good time of the year. Lunar calendar, Lunar New Year. I mean, we'll see what happens next time. Hopefully next time we can be somewhere that's not our homes. Well, hopefully we have homes, but we can be
we have to do the show, but messing out on just tons of Chinese food.
Maybe we can do it like a Chinese breakfast.
That'd be cool.
I think that would be
Do you have a where do you go for Chinese breakfast?
I don't know. I've been to so many places because, of course, before I used to live in El Dorado. So there's many places you can go to in El Dorado for Chinese breakfast.
Yeah.
I think one of the ones I remember the most, that plaza that's across the street, it's near Do It
Sunli?
Center. Is it Sunli?
Yeah.
No.
No, Sunli is the one near Do It Center.
Yes, that one. Yeah, that one.
I'm Langfeng 100%.
Long Fung, no doubt. Yeah, I've been there as well. Can't say yeah. Long Fung.
Because they have the berro con pollo, with watercress and chicken. Oh my god,
Right.
They don't have that at Sunli. Delicious.
No, yeah. True that. Yeah, I've been to Lung Fung as well, and that one was even closer to where I lived. So yeah, definitely.
All right, well, I guess that kind of wraps up Chinese New Year. We can come around and poke at it again if it pops up, but got a lot to talk about, Joe. I think we should take our next step, man.
No doubt, man. I think looking at the fact that it is the 14th of February, we should talk about Valentine's Day and all the stuff that happened on Valentine's Day before maybe taking a look at Valentine's Day gone by and some of our past experiences on Valentine's Day. If anybody's listening that wants to share some of their Valentine's Day experiences, be it good or bad, please let us know. And we will be happy to discuss them with you, because only that in that way can we let go of the past. If you wish to let go of it by discussing it, no doubt. No doubt.
I don't know. Do you celebrate? Are you a big romantic? Do you sing romantic style reggaeton?
Sometimes, but not on Valentine's Day. I mean, I think Valentine's Day, I think maybe when I was younger, Valentine's Day to me was, because of course you have the societal pressure, right? It's always like, oh, Valentine's Day is coming. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Oh, it's Valentine's Day. So I think now, I mean, I can appreciate what it means, you know, friendship and love and all that good stuff. But we should do that all year round, you know, all year.
I agree with you. I actually, I'm a grump. I don't celebrate Valentine's Day.
Right.
But I'm old school. I celebrate Lupercalia.
Oh, snap. Tell us about that, man, because I'm sure people don't know about the celebration that you celebrate every year.
That's right. You know, people think that Valentine's Day is giving chocolates and little cards to people and little sweets that have
love you
inappropriate messages on them. But actually, you know, this can be traced back to the pagan celebration of Lupercalia.
Man, and those pagans, all those pagans were always up to no good, man. Actually, but fun, no good.
Yeah, I think when we transition to Carnival, you know, we're going to be talking about pagans again.
Yes.
Essentially, a pagan is anyone who's not Christian. So got that out of the way. So before Christianity, you had the legend of the founding of Rome. So Romulus and Remus, the two brothers, they were abandoned. So someone left these little kids out in the wild, and a she-wolf.
She came along,
and they suckled her teats for nourishment, and lo and behold, that's where they founded Rome. Now, the celebration of Lupercalia is, you know, a celebration of suckling teats. No, I'm just kidding.
That's why you enjoyed so much,
right? So you had priests from the two families. One were the followers of Romulus, and the other were the followers of Remus. And they'd go to this cave. These priests would go to this cave,
right?
And they just get shablasted. They just drink. They get super drunk. They get super wasted,
right?
And then, of course, you got to have a grill, man. They'd barbecue up some goats, and then they'd also sacrifice a dog
in honor of the she-wolf.
In honor of the she-wolf. Now, once they had their booze in them, they got all drunked up.
Right.
They had a nice barbecue. They ate all that goat's meat. They would fashion whips out of the hide of the goats, take all the damn clothes off and get butt-ass naked, and run around town drunk, naked, whipping people with their goat whips.
And these were the priests.
These were the priests.
Nice.
So if you got whipped and got some of the blood on you of the goats, then that meant fertility, and it meant you know, you're going to have prosperity that year. So it turns out that it started getting more and more towards people whipping women.
I see.
So yeah, you get naked and you get drunk, naked, and whip some.
So if I were living during this time,
yeah,
you know, I'm just a regular Joe, just hanging out, kicking it old school, and I'm at a cantina or something, having some ale or whatever have you, and a drunk priest comes running at me with a whip. Naked drunk priest comes running at me with a whip. I would go towards him and be like, please whip me.
Like, oh, sweet man. Hey, give me a couple of lashes. And you know, you don't think of a bull whip like a whop. No, it's just kind of like a thwack, like a towel. Yeah, you got a piece of hide or a piece of leather, and you go around smacking people like.
So it wouldn't even hurt.
No, it doesn't hurt. No, it wasn't like toma tu, take your lash. No,
Right. So it's more about, hey, here, come, I'm ready. Like,
Yeah, and it's supposed to be random, and it was very festive, people laughing and enjoying, and there, again, which is the commonality between these three holidays,
yeah,
is it was the beginning of spring. So you're trying to bring good luck, and you're trying to bring fertility, both in making babies and also in the fields, because you start planting your crops and you want those
harvest.
crops to be fertile.
Yeah, of
harvest.
course. And I guess it's just,
So-
it's spring, right?
Yeah.
It's springtime. Yeah. So
Yeah,
everybody
and
wants.
winter.
That's right, and that's when everyone wants everything to grow, and the fields and the flowers and all that stuff.
So Joe, if you forget about this Hallmark holiday, chocolates and cards, it makes billions and billions of dollars. If you truly want to celebrate Valentine's Day, the moral of the story that the Rapscallions is spreading is you need to suckle teats and whip women for fertility.
Only women. Okay.
Well, I mean, you can whip men if you want. It's good luck.
I think you gotta be, you gotta be equal. You gotta be equal.
You just you need to spread that good luck. You can take your clothes off, suckle some teats,
Right.
she-wolf preferable, and have a barbecue. Take a little piece of leather from that animal and whip people. Run around naked or drunk.
Whip.
Yeah.
All right, I'll think
Sounds
about
like
it.
a
Maybe
good time to me.
maybe next year.
Can't do it in quarantine.
No, you can't, because you get arrested, man. Though, I mean, I don't know, with the amount of people that were driving to the interior of the country yesterday, I think that maybe there is no such thing as an actual quarantine.
Exactly.
Maybe it's just a show.
I saw a post. I don't know if you know it's true. It's like thousands and thousands, like 15,000 people got turned away.
Yeah.
That's just madness.
I mean, somebody was doing the job, man. Hey, but listen, I was reading about Valentine's Day as well. And I think your festival sounds so much better.
Right.
I was reading about this dude named Saint Valentine, right? Well, he wasn't a saint at the time. He just went by the name of Valentine. And this guy, he got like prosecuted, by the, like, whoever was ruling at the time. He was Saint Valentine of Rome. He was ministering to the Christians, and he got arrested,
Right.
And this guy, while he was arrested, he restored the sight to his jailer's daughter. So his jailer had a blind daughter, and St. Valentine was like, come over here.
So the jailer just trots people in?
I guess. I mean, I don't really know. If you have this guy and you're like, hey man, you're ministering to Christians, like you're doing bad things, I guess as a jailer, you're gonna be like, bring your daughter to work day.
Yeah, right. Shadow day where you shadow. Hey, we got some internet's acting up as usual, on schedule, right before 4:00. So if you're just tuning in, Joe's frozen and a beautiful laugh. Well, there he's gone now, but we're still rolling. See if we can get the internet back up here. Cable Onda doesn't like us talking about. Hey, are you back, buddy? Oh no. So we're talking about Valentine's Day. We're talking about Lupercalia. We're talking about how Saint Valentine's was locked up, and then he was locked up, and then the jailer brought his daughter in. So you're telling us, Joe, bring your kids to work day.
Yeah. So apparently they have bring your kids to work day, way back when. So this jailer brought his daughter to the jail where they were holding Valentine, Saint Valentine of Rome. He wasn't a saint at the time. This was Valentine of Rome, because he was ministering to Christians, and he couldn't do that, man. That was insane.
Right.
So anyways, he brought his daughter to the prison, and then this guy was like, hey, come here. You're blind, right? You're not anymore.
Boom. Shazam.
You're not anymore. And then they were like, whoa, he fixed her. And then other stories say that apparently, this Valentine, he had some sort of relationship with the jailer's daughter. I don't really know. I mean, we're going to say that.
I can see.
Like she was above. She was of a legal age. And he would write letters to her. And then supposedly, the last letter he wrote before he was executed, he signed it, "You are Valentine."
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, indeed.
I don't know, and that's why people are now like. That's why whenever you write someone on their for Valentine's Day HB, you'd be like, "Your Valentine HB," because of Saint Valentine. And then there's also stories that apparently Saint Valentine, he would perform weddings for Christian soldiers who were forbidden to marry. So that's pretty nice too. I don't know why they would be forbidden to marry though.
Because they were in the army. The version I heard is some of the Christians that were active in the army, they were forbidden to marry because the emperor thought that was too distracting. They wouldn't be fighting war good if they're always chasing women trying to get married.
True that, man. True that. I guess it's for the same reason why they say, like, when boxers are preparing for a fight, they can't be getting it on. They can't be thinking romantic stuff.
Yeah.
Because they're going to be distracted. I don't know. But makes sense. But then you had Valentine coming around and he was like, hey, you guys want to get married? Let's do this, man. I got you. Just make sure that your capacity to fight doesn't stall. Because if not, we're going to lose the war. And Rome didn't like losing wars at the time.
No. Yeah.
Not at all.
Essentially, what Valentine's Day is, and we're gonna come across this again, is the Christianity took hold, and the Roman Catholic Church couldn't get people to stop celebrating these pagan rituals. So this specifically this one, Lupercalia. So what they did was they renamed it the Celebration of the Virgin Mary or something like that. They took all the drunken nakedness and whipping out of it and called it something else, but much more prudy. Into a prudy holiday.
It's like a prudy holiday. I mean, supposedly from the Feast of St. Valentine, it was established by Pope Gelasius I in AD 496, and it was in honor of St. Valentine of Rome, the guy who we spoke about before. He died in AD 269, and it became associated with like love and romantic stuff in the 14th and 15th century when courtly love, Courtney Love was around in the 14th and 15th century. You didn't know that, did you? She's been around for a while. No.
Damn, she's everywhere.
And that's when they started making it all like froofy and stuff.
Right, chocolates and flowers and stuff.
Yeah. And then in 18th century England, it grew into more of an occasion where couples would express their love for each other by presenting flowers and sending greeting cards and stuff. And the greeting cards were called Valentines. We have somebody who knows about Valentines very much on Instagram chiming in. Andres Clemente, also known as Cupid, because he is so lovely with the Valentines. He says, talk about face tattoos. Mike Tyson's Valentine face tattoo. Do you know anything about that, HB? I didn't know Mike Tyson's face tattoo was about Valentines.
I did not know that.
He doesn't seem like somebody who appreciate Valentines.
You did mention Cupid, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, I do know they call Mike Tyson Cupid.
Well, Cupid is just the Roman god of love, repainted as a cherub.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Look at that, like a little baby in a diaper.
Yeah, little baby in a diaper. I think they put the diaper on later because people didn't want to see little baby pee-pee.
True that, man. I mean, nobody wants to see that. Oh, it says here, Mike Tyson says he almost got hearts tattooed on his face instead of tribal art.
Huh.
Yeah.
I think that would confuse the opponent.
I guess so, man. I mean, if you got hearts tattooed on your face, HB, I'd be like...
I'd have a little heart tear.
You'd have a heart tear. That's for all the hearts you've killed.
I cry love, man.
You cry love. I thought it would have been for all the hearts you've broken.
Yeah, that too.
Oh, man.
Yeah, broken hearts everywhere.
Seriously. Yeah. And that's to say it was going to be hearts. It was originally going to be hearts, but now it's tribal stuff, which looks a little bit more menacing than some hearts. I don't know.
Did you celebrate as a youth? Did you celebrate more Valentine's?
I remember in the States, man, growing up, they always made a big deal about it in school. Even this week, I was talking to a colleague of mine in Miami, man, and she was telling me that check out all the stuff she had to do for Valentine's Day for her son, okay? He had to go to school dressed in his Valentine's best. He had to buy crap for his classmates. He had to buy a Valentine's Day gift for his teacher. Why?
think it's kind of
Why?
inappropriate. Yeah, I in the Canal Zone, we were in like not military school, but DODS, Department of Defense dependent schools. After the Canal Zone ended, we became the school became a branch of the military school system.
Right. And were you
So I remember.
going to school on your Valentine's Day best?
I don't remember. I think I always went to school in my best, by the way. But I do remember we had like these corny little Valentine's cards, and you had to make one for everyone in the class. What the pain in the butt.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. And it always sucked, right? Because you had to give everyone a Valentine's. But of course, you were like, I'm only going to give Valentine's to my special friends. But then you didn't give everybody a Valentine. Then you have people who got no Valentines, and they would feel left out. And you know what that does to children's self-esteem?
Oh, devastating.
Devastating, man. So, yeah, man, it's rough, dude. And I remember people in the States were like, Valentine's Day. So you have to go and buy Valentine's Day cards and fill them in and give people the stupid little heart candies that say stupid things on them.
Be mine.
Come on, man. There's better things to spend your money on. Stupid little candy, dog.
It's a $1 billion a year industry.
I know.
It's one of those hallmark holidays.
If only we could
practice.
Sorry, go ahead.
You should be practicing love and kindness
every day. Every day, you know? Just makes me want to like come up with some like ridiculous holiday that we could milk.
Rapscallions Day.
Yeah. On that day, you have to give your closest friends a bottle of rum.
Yeah, on that day, you have to give Rapscallions a bottle of rum.
And you have to dress in your Sunday best.
You have to dress like one of the Rapscallions.
That's right. Oh my God, it's ridiculous. But yeah, man. And then I remember, you know, when you're like, when you're like still not an adult, but you're almost an adult, and then you're dating or whatever, and you're like, oh man, gotta spend money on dinner and stuff. Ridiculous. But it sucks because you know that you're gonna be a parent one day, and then you're gonna have to watch your kid go through the same thing. And then you're gonna tell them like, hey, don't be stupid. And they're gonna be like, whatever, dad, you don't know me. You don't know love. And you're gonna be like, okay.
I think we need to get rid of this type of holiday because it's like sexist, man. It's like the guy has to buy dinner, buy chocolates, buy gifts and flowers and roses. What do the guys get, man?
The guys get nothing, man. The guys get nothing. I think, and you know what? And I think it sucks because then you also have people selling stupid stuffed animals that you're never going to use again.
Oh, the guys on the street with the flowers and the little bears and they try to coerce you. You're like, oh, you don't love your girl. Show her that you love her. You're like, get out of here, man.
Get her this bear that says Happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah. Well, that's very wasteful in my opinion.
It is very wasteful, man. And I think if there's one thing that we know is that we got to reduce waste, man.
Yes.
Waste. And I think Valentine's Day creates a lot of waste. So next year, get your Valentine some compost.
That's right. Compostable Valentine's Day gifts.
Mm-hmm.
Flowers. Flowers is very depressing to me. It shows that we're just there to die because they don't last that long.
They don't.
They're beautiful, but then they eventually die, just like everything.
They do. You know, one thing that Andres tells me that he likes to give people is sex coupons.
Sex coupons.
Yeah, he makes them himself. He makes them himself, and he hands them out.
out of the cardboard at the bottom of the toilet paper roll.
Hey, you laugh, but that's a good way to, be kind to the planet.
Hey, I like it. I'm gonna start doing that.
It's a good way to be. That's a good way to be kind to the planet. That's a good idea, man. I think that guy's a mastermind right there, man. Beautiful, genius. In high school we had something called candygrams. What is that?
That's like you could send someone like I don't know. Some people would dress up in like outfits or costumes or something, and you could pay, and then they would bust into one of your classes and deliver a special candygram to your special person.
Did you have to pay for that?
Oh yeah, it was like $15.
What?
Yeah.
And what did the money go towards?
I'm sure. I think it was a fundraiser for honor society or I don't know. Some. See, they were inculcating us into this commercial, consumeristic way of life.
Did you ever buy it, or were you one of the guys that delivered the candygram?
No, I just received So many of them, you know. It's
So-
kind of embarrassing.
You show up to the home room in the morning, and there'd be a line of 20 people waiting to give you a candy gram.
That's right. They're like, we have to sing to you. I was like, take a
Again.
number.
My ears can't take this horrible singing anymore.
It's like, oh, you guys are pathetic.
Oh man, what can I say, HB? It's difficult when you're the top jock at your school, when you're scoring touchdowns and singing in the opera and all those things, man.
It's true.
It's hard.
Not easy. It's hard. It's hard. So what else do we got on Valentine's Day?
I don't know, man. I think other than that it seems to be a waste of time.
Yeah. Is anyone out there listening? Give us your opinions about Valentine's Day. Do you like it? Do you dislike it? We want to hear from you.
Andres says he's gonna start giving candy with sex coupons. You can eat the candy.
Well, maybe you should make some edible sex coupons.
Edible sex coupons, dude. That's where it's at, man. That's where it's at. That's where
Maybe I think that maybe instead of buying like chocolates and stupid bears, you could give a little massage coupon to your lovely lady.
Mm-hmm. Or you could sing her a
Redeemable.
song. Sing her a song.
Yeah.
Write her a poem, dog.
Write
Or
write a poem.
Or you can go out and you can pick up trash on Valentine's Day.
Save the earth.
Save the earth. You know? Though I don't think I would want to go out and pick up trash on Valentine's Day, to be honest. I don't know.
Michelle Cole chimes in. She says, "How funny, HB. I was just thinking about the candy grams."
Did she send you a candygram?
No.
Oh, okay.
She says, "Happy Lunar New Year, guys." Thanks, Michelle, and thanks for tuning in. So, Michelle, are you pro, or are you con Valentine's Day?
Hey, man, I don't know. I don't think anybody. I think when you're younger, you're pro because you want to be the most St. Valentine's Dayist of them all. But as you get older, I don't know.
I'm not down for it.
Because, like you said, we gotta love each other all year round, man. We gotta honor Valentine's Day year round.
I think we should abolish it. We need to bring back Lupercalia.
Yeah, that sounds like it'd be a lot funner.
Get drunk, get naked, and whip people with dead animal flesh.
Makes sense, man. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. And speaking of whipping people with animal flesh.
You're the master of segues, my friend.
What day is today?
Okay, Michelle's chiming in. She says they are not $15. Can you tell us a little bit? Can you give us some history on the candy grams, please, Michelle? We need this audience input because.
No, seriously, I want to know about the candy grams now. I remember when I was in high school, we had this thing where you had to buy people roses. You could buy them a rose and send it to them. And when they received it, it was like from an anonymous sort of like admirer. Secret admirer. That's right, man. Yeah, man. I don't know. I got one rose once and I was like, who sent me this? I never found out, man.
Super secret admirer. Unrequited love right there.
I know,
Michelle
man.
says, sorry, ladies, not for Valentine's Day. I call it VD. It's funny.
I know, man. Valentine's Day is for the birds.
For the birds. Bring back Lupercalia.
Bring back Lupercalia, and I think we can mix that up with Andres's eatable sex coupons, and we got gold.
Right. So hand out sex coupons, or you can call them favors. Favor coupon
that you can eat. So we would print them on like those candy sheets. What are those things called?
Oh yeah. I don't know.
They taste like fruit, man.
Oh, fruit roll-ups.
Yeah, fruit roll-ups. You print them on fruit roll-ups, and you give them to people, and you just throw them at them.
Nice.
Yeah.
What happens if maybe you're not attracted to?
Hey, you can't. You gotta love everyone on Valentine's Day.
Love everybody.
Gotta love everybody, dude. Everyone.
Fruit roll-up. Arnold Ferguson's tuned in. Thanks, Fergie. Tuning in from Texas.
Nice, man. Texas.
Yeah.
Love Texas. Andres says the history of candygrams started as an assassination device to create comfort for your prey. So, I don't know. Maybe somebody was trying to butter you up, HB. Maybe 20 people were trying to butter you up.
trying to get me to relax
Mm-hmm.
and lower my defenses, and then
Yeah.
whip me with animal flesh. Hey,
then
I'm
they
done talking about Valentine's Day. I want to talk about Carnival.
Dude,
Carnaval en la central, carnaval.
all those people wanted to get you sauced up for Carnival.
That's what I'm talking about.
Why else would they send you singing songs on candygrams?
Ugh.
To sauce you
VD
up for the
sucks.
Carnival, man.
Valentine's Day.
Let's talk about Carnival. What do you know about Carnival, man? Tell me about Carnival, HB. Tell me something, man.
Arnold says whopping. He says ice on roads 25 degrees. Quechucha. So that's how the Panamanian expresses himself.
Is he like?
He says he missed Ho, but I think he meant I miss home. I miss Ho. Oh, there you go. I miss home. Thank you for clarifying.
Thank you for clarifying.
Cuida tu man. So let's, hey, down with Valentine's Day, up with Carnival.
Carnivals.
What do we got? Let's talk about Carnaval en la Central.
Hey,
Joe dug up some super interesting stuff about Carnival in Panama.
I did, man. Hey, I didn't know there was so much history to Carnival. So, bear with us for a while as we talk about the history of Carnival, because this crap is super interesting, man. I didn't even know about it. Anyways, as you all know, Carnival is probably one of the most awaited times of the year in Panama. I think people look more forward to Carnival than they do for like Christmas or any of those things. But then again, I think the Panamanian usually looks forward to two things: Carnival and Fiestas Patrias. Other than that, I don't know what else Panamanians look forward to.
I think Carnival, yeah, Fiesta Patria, because it's just a celebration.
That's right. So check this out. Carnival, man. In Las Tablas, the first records of Carnival in Las Tablas, which I think we can all agree is probably like the cradle of Carnival stuff in Panama, goes back as far back as 1862. But this is like spoken word, I guess, that people told each other about it, because the first time it was documented, and that there was a documentation of anything between Calle Abajo y Calle Arriba de las Tablas, or a float or anything of that nature, it was in 1895.
Wow.
That was a long time ago. In 1953, my friend, instruments such as trumpets came into play, because before it was just like drums and stuff, but then they started using trumpets and the murgas with the bang, bang, bang in 1953 to create the tunas that we all know and appreciate today. And then in the 60s, you know what happened in the 60s? In the 60s, they started making their own costumes. Because I think all of us that have been to carnivals and las tablas, we know the amount of hard work that goes into the elaboration of these cars, dog. It's
Absolutely.
Like ridiculous. And before, they used to rent them from El Club Unión in Panama City.
Wow.
Yeah, we'll talk about Club Unión later. But in the 60s, they started making all that stuff in situ in Las Tablas.
Incredible.
Crazy stuff, man. Then in the 80s, that's when you started seeing all the grandeur. Because now, whenever you go to Las Tablas right now, and you talk about Carnival, you hear two words: lujo, esplendor. That's what people care about, man. The luxury and the splendor. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? If you don't have luxury and you don't have splendor, you know what you are, HB? You're nobody.
You're nobody. Get out of here.
You're a nobody, man. They will run you out of town.
Run you out of town.
And that's it. And they'll make fun of your family, and they'll make fun of your friends, and they'll be like, HB, they'll sing songs about you, dog.
They make songs.
They'll make songs, catchy songs, but they hurt the soul too.
Ouch.
They hurt the soul. So that was in Las Tablas, man. In Panama City, there are records of the carnival taking place. Did you know that in the Teatro Nacional, 1908, I think is when the Teatro Nacional opened, they used to have carnivals there, dog.
But yes, I know that just until about 4 years ago, the oldest float maker in Panama closed. They've been making floats there since forever, and then someone bought that building.
Was this in Casco Viejo?
Yeah, right on Avenida Central.
No doubt. That's crazy.
We got some shout outs here. Arnold Ferguson says Tunas. Dan Norman's tuned in. What's up, Dan? He says, love the backdrop, HB. Got the hats. Got the screens from Sol de la India. And, I don't want to take a step back, but Michelle Quo says, she's like, okay, I don't remember all the details of the candygrams, but they were a fundraiser. Don't remember for what group, maybe the Student Association. I vaguely remember they were a few bucks each. What high school kid has $15 to buy that stuff? I don't know. For some reason, maybe my jaded memory of just getting overwhelmed with so many candygrams, like hundreds and hundreds of them, or zero. Maybe I'm jaded. Maybe I'm
You were
jaded.
like, all these girls paid $15 a pop.
Yeah. That's my version of history. I got so many candygrams. Dan wants me to send him one. What do you want? One of the hats, or do you want one of the screens? Because the screens are expensive now, dude. All right, back to Carnaval.
Those
Back
screens
to
are hard.
Carnaval.
Those screens are
Carnaval. Carnaval en la central.
no doubt. Carnaval da Central, man. Check out our Instagram stories for some tunes, man.
For
So,
sure.
where was I?
I did a lot of digging. So when we're done talking about Panama and the special things that happened in Panama, I did a lot of digging. Found out a lot of history of where Carnival came from, and it's very interesting. Go ahead.
All right,
Tons of stuff.
Tons of stuff. So 1908, guys, Teatro Nacional. Carnivals were held there, if you can believe that. I saw this. I was like, this is crazy, man. Then in 1903 is when we see that floats and stuff. 1913, sorry. Floats begin to participate in Panama. They were outside of the Teatro Nacional, obviously, and they would take the streets of Avenida Central. People would be celebrating, making noise, dancing. They'd have candles and stuff, and they would throw water and flour at each other, man.
Pasty.
Crazy. I know, man. That's insane. And then afterwards, more celebration. Whenever I remember the carnivals in the city, whenever I hear people, because in my family, they're like, I remember people that really, really enjoyed the carnivals. They would go to Las Tablas, like way back when, even the present day. And I remember they would always say that carnivals back in the day were much classier.
Oh, for sure. Super classy, dude.
Classier. Like
So
people dressed really well.
very nice. Well, this is the order. The classic carnival was you have the culecos in the morning or in the hottest time of the day.
Yeah.
And that's where people throw water on each other, and you have the local bands playing. Now it's like what's it called? The PF? What is it called?
Peache.
Peache. Yeah, the peaches. Now it's just like booze, reggaeton music, and speakers. But before, you would have river water, showering, keeping you cool while you listen to the local bands that would drive around in trucks. Then you'd go home, you'd have dinner, and then you'd go back on the streets in the evenings, dressed very nicely. You had to dress very nicely, and you would go around and mingle, and then you would have the crowning of the princess, and then you have the queen. You have the Then you have the burial of the sardine, which I found out where that comes from.
It's on the Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
I've got Nikki Walsh. She says a couple things. She says, I'd rather spend my monies, because she has plural monies, mad monies, on Carnival than on Valentine's Day. And then she said this. She had this declaration to make. She said she was a queen once.
Ooh, damn, you married into royalty, dog.
And her name was Carolina Primera de Calle Arriba. She even changed her name and everything to be a queen. Man, that's like what
you married into royalty.
I didn't know either, dog.
Do I have to kiss her ring next time I see her?
I think. And check this out. She says she represented El País del Sol Naciente.
Wow.
But it didn't end well for her, dog, because the queen she was facing was a witch. And she cursed her.
What?
She told her, estás acabada. And then she
smack.
Dragged off.
She hexed her.
Yeah, man.
Man,
it was 5 minutes. Yeah, it was sad times, Nikki. Hey, but at least you kept your monies, man. Kept your monies. And that was on DFC last year, which leads me to another segue. DFC is coming 20th of February to TV Max and TV Endepas, 9 p.m. Sketch comedy show straight to your living room on TV Max, 9 p.m.
Joe, I've watched you blossom into the master of segues. It's just this transformation. You guys, scroll down to some of our original episodes where we had echo problems, internet problems. We didn't know how to segue. Now look at what just happened. Above me, the master of segues, turning that into
commercial propaganda.
It was beautiful. I loved it. I was like, completely enthralled. I was like, what's
going
going to
on?
happen?
What's going to happen? It's happening. But let's get back to our regularly scheduled program, Rapping with Rapscallions.
Yes, sir. Don't
All
forget
right.
to watch DFC coming to you on Panapas. What is it called?
On Panapas when you're driving down the Corredor Sur. No, TV Pass and TV Max, DFC, Deep Fried Theater in your living room, 9 p.m. TV Max, TV
Nice.
Pass. So, and Nikki was a queen for 5 minutes. Huh?
I wish I had like a sign to hold up for that.
I know,
Arnold
man.
Ferguson chimes in, Dandelion and Michelle. So he's sending virtual flowers to Michelle, and he wants to know, when did Huevo Podrido come in? Is that an inside joke, Arnold? Please enlighten us.
Yes, please. We don't
So
know.
back to Carnaval in La Central. So you have the queens, and you had a competition between Calle Arriba and Calle Abajo. And that represented like the upper class and the lower class.
That's right.
So each one has to spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars creating a majestic dress and a float. And how is that decided? Who decides who wins?
From what I understand, it really depends on who spends the most money. But then, of course, Calle Arriba can say that they spent this much money, and Calle Abajo can say that they spent this much money. But from my years of study, and analyzing the situation, it really depends on who throws the most amount of fireworks durante the topón, on the madrugada of the Wednesday, which is also el entierro de la sardina.
La sardina, yeah. Man, that's crazy, the fireworks. And, you know, it's kind of cool that I wonder where they got that from, because Chinese New Year's has lots of fireworks too.
I know. And it seems like they're all intertwined.
Did you know, Joe? Did you know, dropping some facts here,
Tell me.
pollera was originally the attire of the slaves and the employees.
I wouldn't believe that, dog.
It's the truth.
I wouldn't believe that, dog.
It is absolutely the truth.
Tell me more.
So this was a natural garb that they would put the workers in or the slaves in, and then that over the years became the national dress of Panama. And if you look at the dresses in the Philippines, which was also a Spanish colony, they have a very similar dress.
Right.
But over the years, the intricate stitching that they do, the lace work is very, very labor intensive. So they took something that used to be, you know, just to cover up naked slaves and stuff, to something super elegant, costing thousands of dollars and hundreds of man hours.
Right.
With tembleques and everything, amazing.
Yeah.
Those are fish scales that
Yeah.
and pearls and gold. So that's the origin of the pollera. A lot of people don't know that.
If you tell me that, like I said, I wouldn't believe it. And it's pretty amazing, because I think the pollera is like potentially one of the most beautiful national dresses. Of course, I say this being Panamanian. But if, like you said, the amount of time that goes into it, you know, for it to be something that was initially worn by slaves, it really is kind of like these hats, right? These hats require a lot of like manual labor, you know, a lot. Look at the amount of detail that goes into them. Look at that.
This one is from La Pintada. Now this is the difference. You got a fino, a nice hat on. This one is for when you're working in the yard, and then the one that you have on is the pintado, and that one is for going out and being fancy. That's the fancy.
I'm fancy all the time.
That's your Valentine's Day best when you're wearing this one. These are great, man. These are for working in the yard, for the shade, to protect yourself. And this dye is a natural dye that you're dipping this straw into a natural dye, and it doesn't fade. It doesn't wear out. You know, it's amazing.
I mean, these hats last forever, man.
They do.
I mean, seriously.
This one is, I had to have this one handmade because I have a giant head. And so this hat's over 20 years old. You can tell. I use this in the yard now, but I'm going to get a new one. One of my neighbors, his mom still lives in in La Pintada, and she actually makes these hats.
Oh, word, nice, man.
Yeah,
I got mine in
that's it.
Peru.
Yeah.
Very cool. Hey, man, if you can get one of these hats, you should. They're the bomb. They're perfect when you're outside. Keep your cranium from getting sunburned. The best.
And very intricate handwork.
Mhm.
I actually did an episode of Local in Panama where we went to El Valle and the guy explained the hat making process and how they dyed it.
Oh, word?
Very interesting. I think only
That's
2 people saw that episode.
I haven't seen it. I'm gonna see it. We'll post it on the Rapscallions Facebook page for all you cool cats, so you can check
Michelle
it out.
Quill says, "Love all the facts you guys drop. Stay tuned because I've got lots of facts about Carnaval. I did a lot of digging. Joe and I are gonna
Drop them.
we have a special guest that's gonna join us later on in the show who's gonna explain more about Carnival."
Mm-hmm. Hey, HB, can I tell you a secret?
Yeah.
Just because, this year carnivals have been canceled effectively. Did you
Mhm.
know that carnivals were also canceled in 1945?
Wow.
Yeah,
What
man.
happened in 1945?
Second World War, dog.
Boom. More facts.
Second World War. So that's why in 1945 there were no carnivals. So people couldn't celebrate. But then they came back in 1946. And you know what they called the carnivals in 1946?
Tell us.
Los Carnavales de la Victoria.
Victory Carnivals. Man, we're dropping facts like we drop bombs, baby.
I mean, people are complaining today. They're like, oh my God, I don't got any carnivals. 1945, man, there was a world war going on.
Yeah, very serious times.
Carnivals, very serious times, much like today. But I think people probably behaved a bit better back in 1945.
Did you know that in Second World War, Arnulfo Arias went on the radio, and he studied in Germany.
Yeah.
He told the city of Panama, he said, everyone there was supposed to be a blackout, at night, so that the bombers couldn't, supposedly the Japanese bombers were a threat.
Right.
So there was a blackout. You weren't allowed to turn the lights on in the evening. So he told all the Panamanians that to turn their lights on so that the canal zone would be instantly outlined and the German and the Japanese bombers could bomb the canal. He said that on the radio.
What a mother effer.
Yeah.
That is hardcore, man.
Yeah. He's also the person responsible for trying to get the non-white people sterilized.
Why do people talk about him like he was some sort of like Gandhi figure, man?
Dude, we could do like 3 shows about this dude. Michelle says she has got a shout out back to Arnold Ferguson. I bet he has Rantan Carnival stories. Oh yeah.
Hey, we gotta go into some carnival stories, man. Because I bet between HB and I, we got loads to tell.
Oh, for sure. Oh my goodness.
HB, let me tell you something. In 1980, during the 80s, it was the last time that the carnivals were sponsored by the state. Did you know they were sponsored by the state until the 80s? I had no idea, man.
I did not know that. I did go to one of the last carnivals on Via España because they stopped having them in the city. The time of dictatorship got pretty intense there with Noriega.
Yeah.
But my godmother, she lived right off Via España, and we used to go to the carnivals. It was so much fun. But back then as a kid, there was a lot more people throwing water on you, and they'd put like watermelons in the water, and it was like sticky. Didn't really enjoy that. What else do I remember as a kid? Oh, the carnivals in Penonome used to be.
Oh, the water ones, right?
Yeah, because they put the floats on the river, so the floats didn't come through the street. You stand on the side of the river, and the floats float. I think that's how they originally started floats, but now they're put on the back of cars and tractors and stuff.
Yeah, dude. That's crazy. I remember just back when I used to go to Las Tablas. First of all, I remember thinking like, man, going to Las Tablas for carnivals is probably one of the most uncomfortable experiences you can put yourself through. Like 100%.
But
regardless.
Because of the road or what?
No, just because of how you have to spend your 4 days of carnival. Like if you stay, the times I went, I stayed like in the center of Las Tablas. And this was like 4 years in a row. And I just remember I got no sleep whatsoever because, stuff would always be happening. But I just remember the excitement. you would feel, the
Yeah.
more and more as carnival neared, because there were people along the year that you would only see in carnival.
Yeah.
And you were always like, oh my God, I can't wait to see this person. Oh my God, I can't wait to see this person. And just because you liked hanging out with them during carnival, because it was fun. And man, Carnival Friday, when you got there and you saw everything was setting up and you were like, it's happening, man. It's coming. It's going to happen. And then boom. It was like magical, man. Magical.
I used to go to Las Tablas, but specifically Las Palmas, because my friend Sammy Castleton, his grandpa still lived there. We would go. Oh, I think we should talk more about history instead of jumping into stories, because
all right. Let's talk about history. So let me tell you some more stuff just before I get done with my history, man. So in 1986, Panama City celebrated 75 years of the carnival in 1986.
Wow.
And then in the year 2000, my friend, you know what happened in the year 2000? Not Y2K. That never happened. Antivirus hit Panama, the hantavirus, and they had to cancel carnivals in Las Tablas and in different provinces in the interior. I remember that year I was living in Chiriquí. I was in Chiriquí, and we went to carnivals in Doleguita in Chiriquí, and it was interesting. It wasn't the same as Las Tablas, man, but I remember hantavirus hit hard.
Yeah, it did. Specifically because we did our show on epidemics and cholera and whatnot. Scroll down, you'll find that. Hantavirus is dried mouse pee.
Nasty.
So if the mouse or the rat or the vermin, whatever you want to call it, is infected with the virus and they pee, the pee will dry and turn into a powder, and the strong winds that we have during dry season can spread this and people will get sick. I think hantavirus is a hemorrhagic fever, if I'm not mistaken, which means you start bleeding out of your holes.
I think so. I mean, I remember it being very hard, man. And I had an uncle, rest in peace, who loved going to Las Tablas. Like every year he would go to Las Tablas. I got to spend some carnivals with him in Las Tablas. It was wonderful. I remember he was devastated, man. He was like, man, why are they canceling it, dog?
Yeah, I remember that was like a shock.
Yeah. Because you were like, man, what do you mean dry rat pee? And now we got to cancel carnivals.
Nobody's talking about dry rat pee. Nobody cares about that.
Oh,
but I do remember that around that time they had the first carnivals back in the city. And that was epic, dude. I went to that. That was a lot of fun. So many good memories. So, dude, more history. Drop
some history on us. Drop us. I'm done with my historical facts. Now you tell us so that we can just talk about carnival memories.
The word carnival comes from carnaval, which means saying goodbye to meat, because you're supposed to feast before the start of Lent when you're supposed to be fasting. So
you gotta everything goes.
Jam in your face.
Just like
So once again, and all three of the holidays, we see another commonality, which is feasting and celebrating to try and promote prosperity.
That's right. Because you got to feast, man. I think basically carnivals is when you kind of go all out, man. And I think that's why people look forward to it so much, because for them, it's la fiesta del rey Momo. How do you say Bacchus? King Bacchus.
It's the Bacchanalia.
Yeah, man. You just kind of go. People, I know people that have been they've been pawning televisions. They've been pawning refrigerators.
Yes.
They can have enough cash to go carnival.
Yeah. And wasn't there some the phone pranks where people are calling, the collection agencies are calling people to pay their credit card bills and their light bills and stuff? Like, no.
And I remember one of the most amazing things I saw once on the news one year was that this pawn shop set up a mobile pawn shop, which they set up in the center of Las Tablas so people could pawn stuff during carnival.
Hey, you mentioned Bacchus and the Bacchanalia. So let's jump into the deep dive of history.
Do it, man. Deep dive.
Alexander the Great brought back Carnival from Egypt, pagan holiday. So it was once again the beginning of spring, and it was a celebration where you got naked and you got drunk. So Valentine's Day and Lupercalia were kind of the same type of thing. Most pagan holidays were to celebrate either the solstice, like Halloween and Easter. They're remnants of old pagan holidays that the Roman Catholic Church, they couldn't get people to stop partying. So they were like, hey, you know what? We're going to rename it and dedicate it to Mary or something like that. So Alexander the Great brought back this celebration from ancient Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had the Bacchanalia, like you mentioned.
Mm.
And then later, the Roman Catholic Church, it's the last pagan holiday before Lent. So they decided that they were going to let people do their cray-cray thing, get all messed up, and then they'd start Lent and start fasting. So
no doubt. Well, actually, HB, just to back you up on that, we have Chechi tuning in. Shout out to Chechi. He says, hence why it's called Fat Tuesday. It's the day to indulge in every food possible before Lent. And he put a parentheses and he wrote Nikki in that parentheses. So I'm assuming that Nikki, aka Carolina Primera, gave him that information.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So you might have heard of Fat Tuesday. It's Mardi Gras, which is they say that 12% of the New Orleans income comes from the celebration of Carnival in New Orleans.
No way.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's huge. And if you think of the biggest carnivals in the world, you think of Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
So that's Portuguese. It was a Portuguese settlement. So they're bringing this Carnaval. They're bringing Carnival to the New World, where the celebration got mixed with the slaves. So then that you're bringing in drums, you're bringing in elaborate costumes, and we talked about this in the Calypso show. In Trinidad, the slaves weren't allowed to. They were a French colony. The slaves weren't allowed to participate in the celebrations of Carnival, so they started mocking the masters and making their own rhymes, and that's where Calypso was born, because they weren't allowed to celebrate in Carnival. So in Panama, I did some digging, and because Panama was a Spanish colony, most of our celebrations follow traditions in Spain.
Yeah.
The burial of La Sardina is from Spain, whereas I actually found a reference. I don't know if this is an exact tradition, but the only thing that I could find of where they were spreading water on themselves was there's a legend that a donkey went and ate some grass in front of the church. So they strung up the donkey by its neck from the this is whack. It gets worse. They strung up the donkey up, and the donkey, as it was strangling, started peeing on the crowd. So in following years, they would make a paper mache donkey and filled with water, and the water would splash on the people when it broke. So that's the only reference that I could find as to where the culecos come from. So donkey piss.
so that is why we have people on giant fuel tankers filled with water, spraying water all over the crowd in honor of this donkey.
A paper mache donkey in Spain. Another reference that I found was from Canary Islands, where they would. This is where the costumes come about. They would name a queen and then a cross-dress queen. So there would be a female in all her splendor, and regalia,
and then luxury,
splendor and luxury. And then you had a man dressed up like a queen as well, and there would be crowns for each of them. Hey, Stephanie, my cousin Stephanie's tuned in. She's like, fiesta, agua, agua, way. She's like, gasp, no donkey pee. Yeah, I knew you guys would like some of these facts we dug up. There's
Hey,
more.
now you're gonna think twice next time you're in a culego and you're like, what? No, man, it's donkey.
It's
That's
donkey
spiritual
pee,
donkey.
symbolizing. Exactly. But it's kind of fitting since everyone's peeing on your feet anyway.
That's true.
And you're stomping around in your chancletas in piss. It's kind of
Yes.
gross. But anyway, it's a lot of fun.
Mm.
Done it many times. Don't think I'll ever go again, but it's completely changed. It's kind of lost some of its romanticism. Now it's just time to get wasted, you know?
You know what? I think one of the things that I myself I prefer visiting Las Tablas when it's not carnivals, but I think on Tuesday nights, which is the final night, they
Right.
do a pollera. So they do something where they like pay homage to the cultural sort of national symbols. And I think that's pretty beautiful because everyone comes out dressed. The women come out in their polleras, the men come out in their hats and their montunos and stuff. And they
Yeah.
do the whole dancing thing. That's pretty cool. But yeah, I agree. The rest of it is just kind of like, let's get you
Madness.
blasted as quickly
Everyone's
as we
getting
can.
blasted. So one of the other things that we have to mention is on the Caribbean coast or on Colon side,
Colan.
you have the Congos make their appearance.
That's right.
Now they're not specific to this holiday, but you do see the Congo Queen and the actors coming out. Very interesting. So again, slavery comes into the question. The slaves started escaping from their masters, and they started making fenced-off communities. And the Spanish word is palenquero, but they bastardize it, the word, and transmogrified it into palenque, which meant a community. So that's where you have the Cimarrons, or the Cimarrons were the escaped slaves from the colonial Spain. So they started attacking the Spaniards, and what happened was that Carlos V, Carlos V, actually exonerated them, and the Cimarrons were the first independent colony in the New World. He gave them their own. I didn't know that until today.
Yeah, I didn't know
Super
that either.
fascinating.
That's crazy.
So you have the Mari Merce, which is in homage to Santa Maria de la Merced. So you see the Conga Queen has a crown on, and that's in tribute. If you see Santa Maria de la Merced, she also has the same crown, so it's a tribute to her. They're very brightly colored. The women are named after the flora, so they have brightly colored gowns on, which is very similar to a pollera, but it's not embroidery. It's tassels of different colored fabric.
Right.
And the men are named after the fauna. So all the women, all the characters in this Congo ceremony are flowers, and all the males are animals. So you have a crow, and you see the crow, and then you have the chicken, and he has like chicken feathers.
Right.
And lots of drums and lots of singing. So if you're driving to Portobello during carnival time, you'll have a Congo come out and stop you, and he'll start shaking and making jokes and making pranks and stuff, and you have to pay him to let you pass. So
it's pretty intimidating, man. I remember this happened to me a couple of years ago. I'd never been. I was going to Isla Grande for Carnival, and I'm driving back, and then I get stopped. And this guy's like, and I'm like, and he's like,
you got to pay the toll, dude.
Hilarious, man. Hilarious. Of course, if you don't know, or if like, imagine if I was some sort of like Canadian tourist that had never been here before and I don't speak Spanish, what am I going to think? I'm going to be like, holy crap, I'm going to die.
You're literally taken hostage until you pay the fine.
Yeah, by the devil.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So that's and also they also make appearances in Carnival. You'll also see them during we talked about patronales.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have the marching bands, you have the polleras, you have the Congo troops, you have the drummers. Lots of fun. There's another character that rears his ugly head during the
Who's that?
carnivals.
Who's that?
Joe, I think we're losing reception. Are you still there, Joe?
What? What?
Can you hear me, Joe?
What? HB. What's going on?
We
What?
lost
Hey.
the image.
Hey, who are you? What? Hey.
Joe, you okay? You okay, Joe? What's happening? Joe, I can hear you, but I can't see you.
Hello.
Oh my goodness. It's a Diablico Sucio.
Hello, HB.
This is some first class entertainment right here. Mr. Blico. Mr. Blico. Thanks for joining us. It's an honor to have you with us, Mr. Blico. So where do you come from, actually, sir? How can you explain to us a little bit?
Well, yes, I am the incarnation of the fear of all the superstitions from Spain. The Spaniards, they were also very superstitious, and I represent all that is evil in the world. Ha ha! Ho! So mischievous am I.
You have a wonderful radio voice, Mr. Blico.
Yes, thank you. It is because of several years I have been practicing for this moment.
So, just to fill the audience in, it's a great honor to have a Diablico Sucio here. And like Joe said, like Mr. Blico said,
Oh, do not confuse me for that sack of meat, Joe.
my apologies. It's the name tag. It's the name tag. I got confused. So the one of the things that happened is that the missionaries came when after the plague that the Spaniards brought to the indigenous people. They also tried to kill them with war.
Killed the indigenous people.
Their final tactic was to scare the crap out of them. They said that if you don't convert to Christianity, the devil will get you. The indigenous people didn't have any idea of what a devil was. They didn't know what it was.
They did not know. Those simpletons were all fools.
So the Diablico is the indigenous representation of the devil. This is how the devil was explained to them.
I will eat your flesh and I will clean my teeth with your bones, HB.
Oh my goodness. I better go to church.
I will lick your face with my massive tongue. It is massive, isn't it?
It is. Happy Valentine's Day, Mr. Blico.
Thank you, and likewise to you, HB.
So the actual holiday that the Diablico Sucio shows up on is Corpus Christi, but they also make an appearance in Carnaval.
I do. I like to spread myself around, HB. You cannot let people forget about you.
You got to scare the crap out of them continuously so that they go to church.
I am making a deal with Santa Claus to replace the Krampus so that I may also appear in Christmas.
Wonderful. Christmas Krampus Panama style and Diablico Sucio.
Delicious.
So the Diablicos, they go and they dance. They have castanets, and then they do their dances around town. The Mejorana is one of the dances they do. There's a street dance, and then there's a house dance. The house dance is a Mejorana.
I like to get down, HB. I've got some moves that I have developed over the years.
Indeed. You're known to cut a little rug.
I do. I am looking forward to improving my dance moves, bringing them into the 21st century.
Have you ever moonwalked, Mr. Blico?
Oh, we're in the process of perfecting the moonwalk, HB. You will know when we have done it. It will be epic.
Nice. Are you going to rename it like the Hell Slide or something like that?
Oh, that is for me to know and for you to find out, HB.
Indeed. I beg forgiveness for asking an entity such as yourself these controversial questions.
Do not take me for a fool, HB. I am everything that is evil in this world. I know your thoughts.
Uh-oh. Are we going back to Valentine's Day?
I know the truth, HB.
Oof. So are you going to be cashing in one of those sex coupons?
Oh, only the edible ones, my friend. Only the edible ones.
Wonderful, wonderful. Is there anything else you'd like to add and let the people know?
I would just like them to know, HB, that I am always around. I am
Always.
always watching them. I know if you drove to the interior this weekend or if you stayed home. I am here. And as we said earlier, I always collect my tax.
Uh-oh.
Watch out, because I am coming. Sooner or later, I will be moonwalking into your house. And it will be time for you to pay the piper.
Oh my goodness. Joe, are you okay?
What's going on? Oh,
Are you okay,
dude,
Joe?
what happened?
Man,
I was
production quality
overcome
is amazing.
by the feeling, and I was frozen. And now I'm here.
You took on the guise of a Diablico. I think that painting behind you possessed you.
That's
Amazing.
crazy. That's
So
crazy.
Mr. Blico was kind enough to let us know that he knows all of he's the embodiment of true evil,
Mhm.
and he's scaring you in order to go to church. I love the costumes that Mr. Diablico comes up with. It's a red and black striped onesie. I don't know, unitard. What do you call it?
I think it's like a onesie. It's very, very nice. Very nice. And they come in different shapes and sizes, these Diablicos. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I've seen
they
some
do.
little baby Diablicos and there's tall Diablicos.
We've got some shout outs here. Nilka Guerra is like mojadera por todos lados. Yes, ma'am.
That's right.
The mojadera is always a favorite. Michelle Kuo says, I think the next episode needs to address exorcism. A lot of interesting stuff has recently come out of the Roman Catholic Church about exorcism. It would be a very interesting show.
That.
So what else do we have left on carnivals?
Dude, I just wanted to give a quick shout out and answer a quick question. I think Ryan Underwood, during the week, he said he liked that painting behind me. That painting we purchased from this artist from Fundación Soy Capaz, and they are the only adult autism nonprofit organization in Panama. So the artist who painted this, he has autism, and they were having an art show. And Kelly and I, we were walking in Multiplaza. They were displaying the art. We saw that painting. We loved it, so we purchased it. So that is where we got it.
It's a nice painting too.
Yeah, it is, man. It's really cool.
So let's jump in. I think we covered a lot of the history of Carnaval. It was a pagan holiday. I think they actually moved Easter in order to put Lent right after Fat Tuesday.
Really?
But yeah. So the resurrection was moved. How convenient. But anyway.
Yes.
So you have another pagan holiday that the Roman Catholic Church folded into its own celebrations because they couldn't get the people to stop partying. So the commonality between Chinese New Year and Valentine's Day or Lupercalia and Carnaval is the ushering in of springtime.
That's right. That's right.
So
that's right.
All three of them are celebrations where you eat a lot of food and you try to enjoy yourself so that you will have good luck and good fortune and fertility for the rest of the year.
And it's very interesting because I think just because of the fact that springtime is coming in after these events, people always kind of want to it's a sort of rebirth, right. I guess, right? And I guess if you tie it in with Jesus's resurrection and all that stuff, I think people always think they always want to do, they party, and then now I have friends that are just like, oh, what are we gonna do for Lent? I'm gonna stop eating carbs. I'm gonna stop drinking coffee. So it's just people always kind of set these goals or rules, for them to become better, to help you become a better person.
It is
in the new
exactly what you said is the rebirth, and that's what spring means. It's the rebirth of nature after cold winter. It's not like now where we've got so much food that people are. I think on average people are obese, plentiful food. So I think we kind of lost our roots as to what these celebrations were for. Michelle Cole says, I love that painting too, and love it even more knowing its origins. And indeed, very interesting.
Thank you. Glad you like it. I love it. It's a beautiful thing.
Let's see. We had a commenter talking about culecos. Yeah. You in research, Joe did a lot of research about the culecos. It's
let me get some of that up.
Yeah. The tanker trucks, usually sponsored.
They are usually sponsored by one of the liquor companies. I think nowadays you can almost always see El Povererano in Chiriquí. When I was there, you would always see Carta Vieja, sponsoring everything. So Varela Hermanos. And usually you get these large repurposed fuel trucks. And of course, they drain out all the gasoline. And obviously, sometimes. And then from what I hear, they're supposed to be taken to places with water that the government has approved to be used to fill them up. I remember in Chiriquí sometimes, especially when I went to the Carnaval in Doleguita, we went to this like watering hole to like jump around and swim and stuff. And that is where they would fill the trucks up with water. And that water was fairly clean. I don't know about the water they use in other places, but it's supposed to be clean water. So, they get it from the river, whatever. It's tested for cleanliness. And then like HB said earlier, the culecos, they often take place between maybe 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. when it's like super bright, super hot. And then, you have these people spraying the water. And then there's always somebody doing something. I remember once they were promoting sardine cans, some sort of sardines. So they were actually throwing sardine cans from the top of the truck. Not the best thing to be giving away, but hey, when you're trying to promote yourself, I guess anything goes, right? And I knew a couple of people that got hit in the head with sardine cans, but
that's a violent advertising right there.
Yes,
you're not going to forget that brand.
Not at all, man. Not at all. And then there's always, whenever Carta Vieja has one, they'll throw pachitas de ron or pachitas de seco. So you always got to be like, whoa,
keep your eyes open.
Keep your eyes open and catch that. But never, ever try to get the guys at the top or the girls wet. So if you have a water gun, don't shoot them with the water because they'll get upset. All right. I had a buddy. He got arrested for shooting one of them with his water gun.
That seems a little hypocritical to me, man.
I know. Hey, we were in Dolega and he took his water gun. He was like, I'm going to get her wet. And they called the police, dog. He went to the police station and we went with him like, what the hell, man? He just sprayed it with water. And they were like, you can't spray them with water, dog. And we were like, what?
That's so weird. Yeah, I remember when I was a youth, just a few years ago.
Like last week?
Last week, it was my birthday. I turned 22. You could not drive anywhere because we lived in the canal zone, but you couldn't drive anywhere in Panama with your windows down. If you did, you were going to get wet. It's going to happen. And then as you got out towards the interior, I remember they would put watermelon in the water and they'd throw it on you. So
right.
It was actually kind of tasty. And then later they started putting ice in it, so you're like super cold water.
Cold.
So as a youth, I celebrated in Villa España, which was just on a large scale. I remember the Diablicos Sucios. They had the Diablicos painted up with the mask that you have, and then they had another one where the guy was covered in black grease, and he's the one that would come.
Ese cómo se llama? El resbalado. Resbaloso.
Resbaloso. Yeah. And I remember being young and that just scaring the crap out of me.
Claro.
And then you can look it up on YouTube. Maybe we'll post it. The Canal Zone actually participated in the carnivals. You can see the Canal Zone Queen.
I didn't know that, man. That's really cool.
Yeah. So maybe we'll post that on our page too, so you can check that out. So Carnival's always been huge. You said you're going to tell us more about the Union Club.
No, so apparently, so back when the carnivals started in the city, like a lot of the girls that were the queens, they were a part of like the Panamanian bourgeoisie,
Yeah.
right? So then most of these people were members of the Club Unión, which back in the day was in sort of like the San Felipe area, the area that is now Casco Viejo. So I think in the early carnivals that were held in like 1908 near the Teatro Nacional and all those areas like that, you would have some of these people that were from the Club Unión, and they would be the main queens. And there was one of the interesting things that I read was, hold on, I'm just trying to find it now. So 1910 was the first official carnival with queens and desfiles. And of course, all these people were like the main people. There weren't like people from the proper town. And it was basically just something that was for like the upper class of Panama, you know. It wasn't until later that it was opened up. And I think in 1919, the queen was Maria Teresa Ballarino, and she became popular for the tonada Pescao, which is, I'm thinking, just from what I've been reading, the same tonada that we hear to this day. You know, the na 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 Pescao.
Yeah.
Man, that's epic.
Gotta
dude.
be. Wow, I didn't know that song was so old.
Me neither, man. I thought it came out like in the 1960s or something.
Right? Very interesting.
Pescao.
We're dropping bombs here. We're dropping facts all over the place.
Yeah, man. But of course, now I think later on with as time went on, it became open to everyone. And of course, once you open it in Avenida Central and everyone gets to participate, then you can't just kind of have it there for like a specific sector of society, And I think, if you can't have a carnival for the people, then what good is the carnival? You know what I'm saying?
Now it's definitely for the people. The government spends a lot of money to host Carnival. Joe and I actually went to Carnaval. We started off in Casco Viejo.
Truth.
What year was that? Many mango seasons ago.
1946, I think. I reckon.
Yeah. We had our Model T and our Montuno, our best Montuno outfits.
That's right.
We started off in Casco, and it was kind of lame, So we decided to walk down to
Cinta Costera.
Cinta Costera. Man, what a trip that was.
Mm-hmm.
Denfra was the main act. We were front row, man.
If you're talking about a visionary artist who innovates, that's it, man. And she was there. HB and I were front row, and we were just like, go. And we ate some carne en palito.
Gotta eat carne en palito.
Fireworks. It was beautiful.
That was quite an evening. That was quite a few days.
That was like what, 2016? 15?
I think so. That was a couple mango seasons ago.
Mm-hmm. Who would have thought, man? Who would have thought? What's your craziest experience in Carnival been, HB?
I used to always go with my compadre Johnny Haynes and then Sammy Castleton. His grandpa lived in Las Palmas, which is right down the road from Las Tablas. So when we got up there, my goodness, Sammy was like the mayor of the town.
Word?
Everyone would buy us beers. We didn't know why. They just kept putting beers in our hands and shots of seco. So we had a good time. I mean, I was dancing with some girl. They told me she was the carnival queen. I don't know. It's kind of hazy, but just that tradition of craziness in the culecos. We kind of, you go and you find your main base.
Yeah.
Put your cooler down, and then you kind of like dive into the culecos, right? You wade through that sea of humanity, the stench of living beings,
of liquor and urine
and donkey pee. So that particular year, we put our cooler right next to the keener stand, right? Man, I can eat a lot. So I was just like handing money to this guy, and he kept handing me carne en palito, how they had the spiral sausage, and all that stuff. So I don't know if it was the first day or the second day or what, but the guy in the stand, he's like, dude, can you watch the stand for me? I gotta pee like crazy. So I was like, sure. but
You're
I
my
didn't
friend.
watch it. I didn't watch it. You know what I did? I started cooking, and I was like, oye, compra tu carne en palito del gringo. And, you know, I was cooking this. And then the one guy's like, it's still frozen. I was like, shut up and eat it. You know, I was just, so the guy comes back and I handed him a wad of cash. I'd made major sales, dude. I think I missed my calling. I should have been a carne en palito vendor.
I think next year we gotta go to Las Tablas and set up our carne en palito del gringo.
We should.
Sell that shizzle.
So we'll make money, dude. We'll have enough to fund this show for many, many moons.
Seriously, man. Like an entire Chinese New Year.
Yeah. Do you have any crazy carnival stories besides getting hit in the head with a sardine can?
That wasn't me. First and foremost. Man, I had many crazy times in Las Tablas, but I remember one of the crazier moments. I have been like, you know what? I've been coming to Las Tablas for such a long time. I want to go to Penonome because my buddies would go to Penonome, and I really wanted to go experience Penonome with my buddies in Las Tablas, in Penonome. I went to Las Tablas with some other people. So I remember getting on a bus from Las Tablas to Penonome, and the bus was like empty. This must have been like Carnival Friday or something. It was me and like maybe two other people in one of these big buses. And I remember just like taking the bus over there. I got off in Penonome in front of the hospital. I go to a gas station. My buddy says, I'm going to go pick you up there. I'm like, all right, cool. Man, I waited at that gas station for like 4 hours. 4 hours. And I'm calling a friend of mine who was staying with my buddy who was going to come get me. He's like, is he there already? And I'm like, no, he's not. There's nobody here. It's been 4 hours, dude. I'm waiting. Where is he? Turns out, when my friend left his house to come and get me, he was down in a finca, like a little bit out. He was like super drunk. He says he saw something cut in front of his car. So he swerved. So he flipped the car. So lucky nothing happened to him. So he flipped the car on the side of the road. He thought the car was going to blow up. So he punched the window to get out of the car. Seriously, dude, like freaking John Cena or some shit.
Damn.
Excuse my language. So he walked because he thought the car was going to blow up. Ambulance came to pick him up. I'm at the gas station and I see an ambulance pass by and I'm like, what's going on? My other friend, after the 4 or 5 hours I was at the gas station waiting to be picked up, he comes to pick me up. He's like, oh yeah, he got to do an accident. He's in the hospital. So we went to the hospital and I was like, what the hell?
Damn, dude. That's crazy.
It was insane. He was fine though, thankfully. Nothing happened to him. But man, I was like, yo. So then he got sent back home the following day, which is cool. But then he couldn't go carnival with us. But he was like, no, you guys go carnival. So then we went into the center up in Onomea with some other friends. We were having fun, all that good stuff. And then the following day, I had to go back to Las Tablas. I didn't want to go back to Las Tablas, but I had to go back to Las Tablas. Yeah. And so then my buddy's dad was like, yo, I got a chicken truck headed to Las Tablas. He can give you a ride, like a frozen chicken truck. So I was like, oh, all right.
It would be much better if you're in the back with like feathers everywhere.
So I spent that ride back to Las Tablas talking to the driver of the chicken truck. He was driving me back to Las Tablas about the benefits of the enhanced role.
Commerce.
No. The benefits of the enhanced role that the gay community has played in the carnivals in Panama.
It's true.
And this was like a proper old dude who I would never have expected him to want to talk about this, but we had like a really great conversation.
I mean, that's a perfect segue for what I was going to start talking about. One carnival, it was the night that you dress up, and that's where they bury the sardine, and they do all the fireworks and stuff. So we got all dressed up. Each of us was carrying a half gallon of seco under our arm, so we made a lot of friends. And then this one guy comes up to me. He's like, "Are you gay?" And I was like, "No, I'm not." And he's like, "You should be. You look like you should be gay with me." I think he was trying to bury a sardine in me, but
oh snap! And you were like,
I was like, I told him, I was like, "No, dude, no, I'm not into that." And finally, he like chilled out, and we started talking. It turned out that he was the guy that did the costume for the Carnival Queen. And I was like, dude, tell me all these traditions, man. I kind of know about them. So I got like a front row seat. I ended up carrying the queen on her last lap. He tugged me. He's like, "Come with me," and we were right in front of the main crew. So I got a front row seat for that evening. It was all by happenstance, but he explained all the rituals and whatnot.
Yeah, amazing stuff, man. I mean,
It is.
I certainly think it's been a plus, without a doubt, man. Without a doubt. It's added this much more grandeur to it, man. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's positive.
Yeah.
Sure.
Be what you want to be. You just be nice to everyone.
That's right, man. That's all we gotta do. Love each other, man. Valentine's Day every day of the year.
Exactly.
No doubt. No doubt.
My friend, Mr. Diablico just called me. He said that it's 4:57. You guys better start wrapping up.
Oh, snap.
Do you have anybody out there have any questions about Carnival, Valentine's Day, or Lunar New Year that they would like to ask us? Please let us know now in the comments. And do you have anything else to add about Carnaval?
Not much to add about Carnaval, except that I didn't realize how much I was gonna miss it, but I think I just miss the festivities, knowing that, just the music and the people feeling happy and stuff. It's just not the same, though.
It's not. Yesterday, we were sitting out in the yard under the mango tree. It's the coolest place on the property. It's nice and cool. We're reading books, and I don't know, something inside of me, the Panamanian inside of me was just completely restless. I couldn't sit there anymore. So I got the sprinkler going. I made myself a drink and I put the music on. I was like, I'm sorry, I just can't read today. There's some kind of animal inside me. The devil took over.
You're used to hearing in the distance. You're used to hearing the murgas or the drums or something, right?
Yeah. That was another story. Is my friend Sammy, his cousin Franci, was in the band, so we got to hang out with those guys too.
Tight.
And we were, Panamanians. We were made so much fun of them. We're like, oh, that's cool. Can we hang out with you? He's like, yeah. I'll make sure you guys can hang out with us. So we're like, oh, sweet. So they were explaining that tradition to me, and I was like, so Franci, what do you play? He's like, I play the cowbell. And we're like, the cowbell? We thought you played like the accordion or the trumpet or something.
Important.
Cowbell, man. The cowbell. So we were making fun of him, and he's like, come on, guys. Todo el mundo sabe que eso es la corazón de la música. Everyone knows that the cowbell is the heart of the music.
That's right. More cowbell, dog.
That's where that Saturday Night Live skit comes from. It comes from Las Tablas. I'm going to need more cowbell.
Right. No doubt. Listen, if I could come back if I ever came back in another carnivalistic life, I would love to be a part of the murga and be in that truck with those guys and girls just like rocking out, man, because they seem to have a blast. They have the best seat in the house, man.
They do, man. They're having fun. My friend Sammy, actually, what's the gourd called where you scratch on it?
The chuku chuku.
The chuku chuku. He got me one. He got me one because my name is Henry Beltui, but my name in Spanish is Enrique Campana, and I've always had a joke that I'm a famous salsa singer,
right? And
my song is En Camino a Guararé. So Sammy got me chuku chuku, whatever it's called, chucurisco, whatever it's called. Yeah, and he had the guy paint on there El Conjunto de Enrique Campana.
No way. Do you still have that?
I can't find it, man. It broke my heart.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That is epic, dude.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Spent a lot of good times. We went up to like we mentioned earlier, the carnivals in Las Tablas got a little crazy, It was all about the peaches and the reggaeton and stuff. So we started going down to Pedací because what's her name paved the road.
Mireya Moscoso.
She paved the road to Pedací, and so we decided to spend. And that they still had a traditional carnival in Pedací, so we went there. And on the main square, the guy offered to sell us a house on the main square for $40,000. If we'd have bought it, we would have been able to resell it 8 months later for $400,000.
Dude, let's go, man. Let's go. I'll remortgage my apartment.
Dude, that many years passed, dude. Missed out on that boat. But the carnivals in Pedasi was like the last remaining true carnivals.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, dude.
A lot of fun.
How epic.
So,
Dude,
my friend, we're going over. Do we keep running, or are we gonna close this up?
I think that's it. We gotta close this up, man. I gotta let the people go and enjoy the rest of their Carnival Sunday.
Carnival Sunday. Enjoy
Yeah.
their VD. Enjoy their
Their
Valentine's Day. Remember, don't celebrate Valentine's Day. Celebrate Lupercalia. Get
That's
drunk
right.
like a priest. Barbecue some meat. Fashion a whip out of the animal's skin and run around naked whipping people with it.
Whipping
That's the
people,
true-
man. People will
That's
enjoy
the
that.
true meaning of Valentine's Day. Suckle from she-wolf teats.
hmm
That's what you need to be doing.
And if you don't have a she-wolf, any dog will do.
Any
Just find a dog. And also tell
a bitch,
rapscallions
if you will.
what your favorite. Huh? What's that?
A bitch, if you will.
That's right. In scientific terms.
Yes.
And also tell rapscallions what your favorite tunes are, because HBR are desperate to know what your favorite songs are. So
we
please.
will, as
put
Joe
them-
put in our story, if you name your favorite song, Joe and I will sing it. And if we can't find the song, we'll make up the lyrics.
That's right.
So you could even write in a made up song and we would have to make up the lyrics.
Make up a song. And you'll love it, without a doubt,
I love
because HB and I are talented cats.
Every time. We've done this on stage before.
Mhm.
Smash hit. So we're wrapping it up, guys. Thanks everyone for joining us. This is episode 32, Chinese New Year, Valentine's Day, and Carnaval. A lot of fun.
Forgetting what we're talking about.
Make sure you join us every Sunday at 3 p.m. If you have ideas for what you want to see, Michelle mentioned exorcism. If you want to see a show on that, we'll do it. What we're here is to spread knowledge and have some fun. So, Joe, will you leave us with some parting wisdom?
Of course. Guys, take care of each other, love each other. The vaccine is almost wherever you are. The vaccine's almost there, because that's what it seems to be, man. Whether it's the Russian vaccine or the Pfizer vaccine or the AstraZeneca vaccine, man, just stay safe. Avoid agglomerations, wash your hands, wear your mask. And then before you know it, we'll be outside celebrating Carnival and getting sprayed with some donkey piss. That's what it's all about.
Oh yeah. And I want to add to that, all the celebrations that we're talking about is a mixture of different cultures. So let's celebrate that. To be Panamanian is to be a mixture of cultures, and we have a lot of beautiful celebrations here. So be kind and spread happiness. Thanks for joining every Sunday, 3 p.m. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, my friend. Much love.
J-O-E in the place to be. HB on the track, it's like ecstasy. Rolling a well of 7 years, what we drinking be. Trying to sling the dopest rhymes in the galaxy. Let me take a minute though and relax your mind. Sometimes these words can be hard to find. 24/7 on that daily grind. Hearing voices in my head, man, they not that kind. Cause bitches be bitching, snitches keep snitching. The world keeps turning, and I keep hitching a ride instead of living my life. Yo, 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 yo.
Man, when you feel hungry, don't you have to eat?
Yo, yo, pump up the volume and digest this beat.
Rapscallions in the house with this lyrical treat.
When we're done with you, you're gonna ice your feet.
If the world ends tomorrow and you had one chance,
Hey, yo, would you start the move like it's your last dance?
yo, do something small in the past and present changes.
Do something now, the future rearranges.
Cause bitches keep bitching.
Yo, snitches keep snitching.
The world keeps turning.
And you start living your life instead of hitching a ride. Rapscallion.